All right, what's up, everybody? We are back. It is hour 2 of the Best in the Desert Pahrump 250. This hour of FishGistics coverage is brought to you by Baja Kits by Brenthal. You guys might have seen the videos of the Baja kit that we have on our Can-Am. Took it down to Baja, did 400 miles of the gnarliest stuff at the Baja 1000. The thing performed flawlessly. So can't say enough of good about Baja kits. If you have a UTV or a pre-runner or anything, go check out BajaKits.com. So thanks to them for this hour of coverage. All right, looking at the race map, not much has changed up front. As far as the trophy truck race, it looks like Jason Voss is still out front. He has been leading pretty much all day. Justin Lofton was first off the line earlier, but he got a flat tire early and lost 2 positions. So it's now Jason Voss out front. And then behind Jason Voss in the second position is actually the number 70, Kevin Thompson and Harley Letner. So once they update again, it'll jump back in front of the 41 here. And in third place right now is Justin Lofton in the 41. So he's in third place. Then in fourth place is the number 4, Justin Matney. That's the all-wheel drive truck, all-wheel drive geyser. So he's running in fourth place right now. And then behind him is Tracy Graff in the 58, racing there. And then behind him is going to be Sean Kroll, I believe. And then it looks like the 55, the U-Theory truck, is going to be back there. Then it gets a little bit farther back to the rest of the trophy trucks. The first class 1, if we zoom in here, first class 1 on the road looks to be either Bob Lofton, but I believe that it's going to be the 1575 still once it updates. So the 1575 Pat Dean is going to be out front still, with the 1521 in second place. Looking at some of the other classes, we come back to the 6100 class. It is still Ryan Hancock out front. They started out front, and they're still out front physically. Then behind them is the 6149 Justin Peck. Then the 6139 of Terry Householder, who Terry Householder is actually leading on time if we go look at the leaderboard, which we'll look at in a second here. So that's the 6100 class. Then I know some of you guys were looking for some of the UTV updates before, so let's go look at the UTVs. So in the unlimited UTV, or in the turbo UTVs, it looks like the 944 of Phil Burton and the 913 of Brandon Sims are that is the running order because this one updated last. So it looks like the 944 is first on the road, and then second is going to be the 913, and then it looks like it's the 996 next, followed by the 951 Mitch Guthrie and the 936 Jacob Carver. Now remember, these ones right here haven't updated at the same time, so as you can see, they just jumped all the way up. So Jacob Carver actually just jumped all the way up in front here, but the 944 hasn't updated since 10:01, and this one just updated at 10:04. So it's really hard to tell the running order of these things right now because they're all updating at about like 3 to 4 minute different intervals from each other. So we'll keep an eye on that. It'll be easier to tell once it gets a little later in the race and they get spread out a little bit more. So that was the turbo class. The non-turbo class looks to be the 2939, and actually that's the unlimited car. So that's the UTV unlimited class. That one is out front. Then that's going to be your second place, the 2910 and the 2950. Now in the UTV Pro class, not turbo, the non-turbo, it looks like it's the 1964 right now out front, followed by the 1895, Caden Wells, and then back to the 1808. So those look to be your top 3 UTVs in the non-turbo class right now. Now, as far as some of the other classes, let's go see what you guys wanted to look at. Somebody was asking, let's see, 6200. 6200, there's 3 in the class, and it looks to be, let's see, it's kind of hard to tell where the 6200 cars are. It looks like there's one right there. There they are, 1, 2, 3. All right, so 6200, your first one's going to be Timothy, is your first 6200 car. And then the second one is going to be Mike Avila in the 6228. And then third place is going to be the 6206. So that's your 6200 update. You guys are looking for the class 1700s. Let's go look at those real quick. Hide some of these other ones so they're out of our way. Class 17. All right, let's see where the first class 17 is. Looks like down here. So it's still pretty close in the class 17s. It looks like Perry Cohen is out front right now in the 1736. Then the second place is the 1793, it appears. And then next is the 1741. So 1736, 1793, and 1741 are your first three 1700 cars. It looks like they have a pretty good little gap back to the rest of the 1700 cars. So those three guys are pulling away a little bit. Yeah, let's go look at some of the splits. So the other thing that Racing Tracks does that's really cool, you can go to leaderboard.racingtracks.com, and they have this leaderboard here that actually shows you corrected times. So let's go see. Jason Voss at race mile 125 is out front. Then Kevin Thompson is second. Justin Lofton is third. Justin Matney is fourth. And Tracy Graff is fifth. Now, this is actually the running order physically also right now. But if you look at the time, this is the time they got there. So you can see Jason's about 3 minutes ahead of Kevin Thompson right now on corrected time, and he's about 7 minutes ahead of Justin Lofton. So he's putting some time on both these guys. His gap keeps getting quite a bit bigger there. Then Justin Matney's got an 8-minute lead and a 10-minute lead on Tracy Graff right now. So the time split between second and third is 4 minutes between the 70 and the 41. And then first to second is 3 minutes, like we said. If we go look at some of the other classes on the leaderboard, go look at class 1500. So at race mile 100, Pat Dean had a 1-minute lead on 1521 of Bob Lofton. Now they're probably getting close to race mile 125, so this should be updating pretty soon here. Now let's go look at the UTV class, since I know a lot of people follow that. So we have the in the UTV Pro class, this is the non-turbo class. They've only gone through mile 25 so far, but I mean, look at how close this is. It's within a minute between the top, six cars, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, they're all 25 miles in the race. They're all still pretty close together. So it's hard to really tell what's going on there. I mean, the 1964 is in first place, but that was at race mile 25. So let's look at the turbo class real quick. They've gone through race mile 50. So it looks like Pete Libby actually in the 920 is leader on corrected time. He has about a little bit over a minute lead over the 985 of Russell Griffin, and then Justin Lambert is running next. And there you go. So the first UTV physically just crossed race mile 75, Phil Blurton, but we're going to have to wait until Pete Libby comes through here, because remember, he was leading by a little over a minute and a half at the last race mile they checked in. So once he goes through 75, it's going to update again. So let's see. What are you guys looking at here? Update on Pahrump still has an effect on the World Trophy Truck ranking. Yes, the Trophy Truck race, the King of the Hammers, Toyo Tire Invitational, the starting order for qualifying does go off of the points, and the points are updated after this race. So the Trophy Trucks that are going to have a point boost are going to be these guys right here. So anybody that's racing this race is going to get a little bit of point towards their overall. This race really isn't worth a lot because, as you can see, there was only 15 trucks that entered. So first place is probably going to be worth around 16 points ish or so, 16, 17 points to first place. So some of the guys that were within a couple points of each other, like Tracy Graff and Justin Matney, some of those guys might jump up. Jason Voss, if he does go on to win, he might be able to get enough to beat Rob McCackern to take that number 2 starting spot in the trophy truck race at King of the Hammers. So we'll have to see. But yes, it does have an effect on that. All right, let's go look at the leaders one more time, just for you guys to get one more look this hour. If there's any other guys you want me to take a look at, let me know, and we'll look at them real quick for you guys. So as you can see, Jason Voss is getting a pretty big lead. He's already passed race mile 140, so he's more than halfway done with the race, and it's only been 2 hours. So I would assume he's going to be done around 4 hours probably, actually, at this race. It's a pretty fast race. So it's the 1, the 70, and the 41, then the 4, and the 58, and the 32. So that is your running order, and it's the same order on corrected time. All right. What's going on, Lucas? All right. Yeah, thanks, you guys. All right, well, that looks like pretty much our update for this hour. Like I said, we haven't heard any other crazy news. We know Lofton had a flat tire earlier. The number 5 had some downtime, the dual-engine truck, and the number 2 was out of the race. I believe they're still at 0 over here. So the number 2's out of the race. The 27, Steve Olagus, his tracker is not updating, so we don't know where he is. Keep that in mind. He could be running anywhere. I know he's not out front because we have some guys that have seen them physically come through, but Steve Olagus could be in the top 5 right now. We don't know because his tracker's not updating. So if any of you guys out there see Steve Olagus and get us a position on him, send me a message so we know where he's at. All right. So let's see what else. 2700 class, please. All right, we'll check that out real quick for you. There's only 2, so that's easy to look at. The 2798 is in front. That's Mike Shelter. He's leading over the 2777 of Wayne. So they're pretty good race between the two of them there for class 2700. Yeah, Doug, I don't think Pistols raced the trophy truck number 2 in a while, but maybe he should race it again, huh? All right, guys. Well, thanks to Baja Kits for this hour update. We will be back at 11 o'clock with the next update. Hopefully there's some more action. We haven't really seen a lot of stuff on social media yet. There's not a lot of cell coverage out at this race. There's not a lot of people out at this race. But if any of you guys are out there and you get any good photos or anything, send them over to us and we'll post them. Until then, we will see you guys at 11 o'clock.